What do you have before?
Okay.
We're going to speak in Wolof?
Yeah. So, so I would like to reiterate what Alex was saying about, I'm really honored to be speaking to all of you. You all have a lot more experience than I have. I'm a senior in undergrad, so this is a great honor to be speaking in front of all of you. What I wanted to talk about today was science and integrating that within African studies, because I think that science is something that has been ignored as a discipline in African studies for a while. And I first want to talk about the use of science words in the African language, because one of the problems that I seem to be having with learning Wolof is the use of scientific words in my conversation. What I planned on doing after I finished my undergrad is continuing on to a degree in public health, and then gaining a medical doctor degree, and then trying to do work in Senegal, and trying to change the way that healthcare is done, specifically using Wolof as a means of communicating medicine to people in the rural regions where French is not commonly spoken. And so this is one of the things that I'm running into, is how do you incorporate scientific diction into this language. And yesterday, I had the honor of giving a presentation on my research as a biologist, and Falu came to talk to me, and he made me speak to him in Wolof, and that was a challenge. But after I did that, it really made sense that being able to speak in a scientific way in Wolof was possible to do. Further on, I want to talk about science as a discipline in African studies. There's a lot of work being done in biology that relates to African studies. Personally, my work deals with ecology. I look at the ecology of Lake Tanganyika and Lake Victoria. And one of the things that I found to be that concerned me was there was a lack of connection between the sociology and the anthropology of those regions and the biology of those regions. And there was a lot of studies between those two things, but nothing that connected them. And that's ultimately what I think that African studies needs to go for, because it's applicable to any area study, whether it be Asian studies or Latin American studies, because the biosphere, where all the organisms live, that relates directly to how humans interact with the environment. For example, with my Lake Victoria project, I modeled the interactions between people and the lake, and everything is connected. The humans, if they polluted, they would pollute the lake would become toxic, the fish would die, and then the humans wouldn't have anything to eat. So it's all interconnected, and I think that being able to look at the entire picture is much more important than dividing the two. And finally, I'm doing another project right now on a comparison study between two species of fish, one in Lake Tanganyika and one in the Massachusetts Bay. And this project really speaks to the importance of African studies in our lives in Massachusetts. I'm using information that has been gained about the African fish and applying it to the one in Massachusetts. And by looking at the different feeding methods and the Massachusetts Bay fish, it directly relates to the different industries that the Massachusetts Bay supports, such as like the cod fisheries, whale watching, the tuna fisheries. And I think that being able to use African studies in other disciplines is what I just want to convey to you all today. That's all. Thank you.